Hey yo, what is up guys? This is your boy Twa here, and this will be a video on the newest upcoming patch with the soul weapons. And I gotta say, I'm excited. A lot of people are angry, so let's get into this. Let's start off with the main man, Kain, the bad brother, the one that killed his brother. Not in this lore, but here's the thing. Guy is a physical wizard, and the only one that I think is a physical wizard, no, there's a few of them. There's Nyx, there's Lilia, but I cannot name any other. So a physical wizard, absolutely insane. I'm really looking forward to putting him into my physical team for one reason. And there has been a leak before that he is gonna become a physical wizard. There's also been a leak of what skills he's gonna use. So you hear it here first. Little disclaimer, I forgot to list all of the skills, but for what I can remember, skill 1 has a lot of penetration, skill 3 had like a lot of physical shred, so that was really insane. And I think this is actually gonna be true due to some text that's standing over here, and I'll read out loud. Due to that reason, there's a big difference into the internal and external record about the God King Kain, the merciful king who was generous to his people. Generosity, right? And the merciless king who has built the throne after shedding blood of people from other nations. Now, imagine, right? I'm a king. Imagine, right? I got a lot of followers. I got people following me, and if you look at the record of our own history, there's been a lot of wars about religion. Absolutely so many. So if I got followers, they will be doing anything for me, but I'm a generous God, right? And if I am a generous God, I will be giving them the riches. I will be giving them the weapons. I will be giving them buffs. I will be giving them buffs. Oh, that is gonna be some good shit. So let's not really go into that any further because it's still theory. But there is one thing that I want to mention. You will be able to acquire the NPC Kain unique weapon and the soul stone for Kain only by playing the Temple of God King stories. Now, if you guys remember how you can actually get Kersey, you went to the Tower of Ordeals. You can get to play the very first start of how to do this, on how to get Kersey, and guess what? They get her instantaneously. Now newer players can still do this, which is absolutely insane, and it gives a lot of Infinity Stones too. So that is crazy. But here's the thing: they said Soul Stone for Kain. I'm thinking we're actually getting his soul weapon right from the get-go because it says soul, not Infinity Stone. So he's going to be using the same upgrading system probably, except you'll be getting him probably for free, and you will be getting a soul stone and a unique weapon. Yes! Oh, my physical team is going to love this shit. So that is looking really good. Now let's look into soul weapons. Now soul weapons has been the newest addition that caused a lot of angry people, and I'll be going into that. So what it should be is another addition as to unique treasures, unique weapons. So it will be giving you different stats, different powers. Will it change up all your characters? We do not know yet. We do not know yet, so I don't know why people are starting to get angry. Well, let's go into that a little bit. And that is, they will be coming out in batches. And that means not everyone's favorite character will be coming out straight away. Guess what? Mine are. Mine are. So that's going to be great. So what we're looking at is Jane, Ricardo, Mora, Theo, Burnham, Kazo, Miriam, Roy, Laudia, Shamila, Zephyr, Annette, Cecilia, Kain, Artemia, Cleo, Lilia, Elias, Frey, Lucius. So guess what? We got Theo up in the building. We got Bernie up in the building. We got Lucius up in the building. We got my very first 10-star Cecilia up in the building. We got Annette, which is like still one of my top tier picks for every new player. So a lot of people that I'm using will be coming out. Now the anger of the people came from like, there is Guild Conquest. We're in the middle of a season, and it's gonna shift the balance. Well, guess what? Artemia will always be good at World Boss 3. Will she be beating like Urzi at some point? Maybe. But guess what? The people who have already invested into that are already top tier. Are you ever gonna beat that? Are lower tiers gonna beat you? Most likely not. Because the way that it's set up is already achieved within the ranking. So higher people will get higher, and lower people will stay lower. So the gap will be a little bit shifted, so it will maybe get harder for newer people to catch up. But still, it means that if they start investing into these heroes, they could still be doing really good. So it could really look as to being very balanced. But my favorite heroes are coming out. Yeah, true. But guess what? Here's another addition. Were all the unique treasure 3s OP from the start? I can tell you straight off the bat, it wasn't. I had my Theo, my favorite character, and his unique treasure 3, you can look it up. It is trash. Absolute trash. So it doesn't mean that when they're up at that list, that they're gonna be OP. It's not. It's most likely gonna cost you resources for a little bit of addition. And here's another fact. Like, you don't start out the game with a 5-star weapon, my friends. You do not start out with a 5-star weapon. So guess what? Will it be OP? Could be. Yeah. Could it shift the balance? Yes, most likely. But here's what happens. Whenever a game shifts, or whenever a new patch is coming out, look at League of Legends, for instance. Look at the shifts that they had with many of their characters. My play champion is not viable anymore. Yeah, guess what? Fuck you, son. It happens. Like, games change like that. And the funny thing to me is, that means I gotta think about what move I pull next. It's not like I wake up, I do the same shit every day. So get out of your comfort zone, guys. Take that stick, like, out of your asses and just play the game. See what it's all about. And let's move on to the next part, because guess what? There is more to Soul Weapon than meets the eye. So, well, one thing that I'm wondering about is the Trial of the God King. It has 2 tickets. Will it be a daily refresh? Will it be a weekly refresh, a monthly refresh? Like, I'm not quite sure about that yet. And I just hope that for the people that do not have their favorite character there yet, that they can already start getting resources for the soul weapons, because that means that even though your character hasn't come out, you can already just start with acquiring all of the resources that are necessary to upgrade the soul weapon. And here's the thing that I'm waiting for the most. Eclipse. Now it says you will have to fight enemies in endless waves of battle to acquire ether, which is a ether enhancements, which should be an equivalent to this. Like, you go to your inventory, look at your items, you got like attack onto nothing, and you max it out and you get a lot of extra attack, right? So this will be like most likely the enhancing part. But once again, fighting enemies in endless waves of battles, there is more to this. There is more to this. It says in Eclipse mode, you will be introduced where you will have to use all of your fucking heroes. What the fuck? And I got myself a few. Let's see how many I have. Oh my word. I got so many. Oh, guess what? Let's look at the index. Oh my god. I got 47%, which is the equivalent to 60 heroes. And a lot of them synergize well, man. A lot of them synergize well. So that is going to be insane. Now I kind of know why they just like said, we're not going to give you guys any more onto the lower specs of your mobile phone, because guess what? If there's 60 characters on one screen and a lot of flashy stuff, you're not going to be able to handle that. So that is a wise move that they pulled. So I'm really looking forward to Eclipse and how it's going to play out. And there's one addition to it as well. Now, for the people that have paid attention, there was a very newly introduced unique treasure or unique artifact that came out, which is the Pendulum of Fantasy. And what it says is, at the beginning of each battle, attack is permanently increased by 10. This effect stacks up to 5 times. And people are like, this is trash. Why? Because there's only 4 times where you can use this in certain amounts of battles within the game. And smart people were like, oh, there's probably some stuff coming out where it's gonna actually be good. And for the really smart people, they said like, oh, they're bringing out so many of these artifacts that are meant for battling. Like look at this stuff. Like, this recently came out, the Uno Specialty Vitality Stew. A lot of people are like, trash, which is true. But guess what? You know, special dessert. We got all sorts of buffers, ampers that are not being used nowadays. The Gloria Goddess, the New Year's fanfare. We got all sorts of ShamWow that never gets used. Guess what? On 60 characters, 60 of them, you might as well want to be using them. And I know some of you might be thinking, and I am one included, I wish I did not grind all of my unique weapons to get my first 5-star, because I may just want to end up using them in Eclipse. But yeah, guess what? That 4-star Epis weapon, that 3-star card, that 3-star Miriam, bye bye. It was gone the moment I made my chase 5-star, and I still don't regret it to this day. But hopefully that day will never come, the regret. Please don't let me get it. So yeah, that is it for the newer patch coming out. But guys, there is even more. One funny thing, for the anime watchers, there's gonna be a King's Raid anime. It's Japanese, right? Great. And I don't know how much budget they're actually gonna use, but it, like, if anything, it will result into more players playing the game. Because if you look at the game Granblue Fantasy, which never really came out onto Globalized, they made actually they're gonna make a second season right now of Granblue Fantasy, and that enhanced the player base so much higher. So will this be really good for our community? I would say fuck yes. So this is gonna be looking really good. And guess what? There's gonna be a 2nd year anniversary coming out, and I will be showing you guys why. So they recently posted like some clues onto like Raiders can make light of these numbers. Guess what? This number is the equivalent on the amount of minutes that's within a year, or 2 years actually. So 2-year anniversary, and another one came out, which is this, and the XVI stems for the IVX. If you flip that, it actually is XVI, which is the Roman letters for or the Roman numbers for 16, and the game came out at 2016 in September. So that is going to be really good, a 2nd year anniversary. And what can you think about what we're getting now? There's a few things. I did some digging. Whenever this game came out on the 1st year anniversary, this was from January 2018, and a lot of you may be thinking, but it's fucking September, what the hell? Yeah, guess what? The game came out in the Asia parts earlier than it came out with the Europe and the US, so that's where the difference is. What you got over there was 1,000 rubies, 10 times special summon, a ticket for a hero, which is great, and a unique weapon ticket straight off the bat. So that is really good. But guess what? There was another one, which was a global 2nd year anniversary. So I'm not even quite sure what they're really going to do about it. But they're going to get another anniversary coming out. And they gave us a unique weapon ticket, unique treasure ticket, the rubies and whatever. So there's 2 releases within this game. One was in the Asia servers. One of them was in the European servers and the US servers. So there's 2 differences into that, but this is one of the things that you should, or at least I'm thinking that we're getting. And here's a bigger question mark for the people that do remember. Look at others. I hope this will hold a meaning at some point. Like, it was a celebration of Christmas, right? Hopefully this will be turning into something great, but I don't think so. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are hyped just as me, and let's keep some discussion into the comments. For now, this was Twebby.